Hi there, and welcome to True Paranormal Tales. What you are about to hear is a true story, as written by the very person who experienced the phenomenon firsthand and lived to tell the tale. It is worth noting that those with a nervous disposition do not listen any further, as what you are about to hear may be deeply disturbing. And please remember, don't forget to like and subscribe for the next true paranormal tale. My father's paranormal experience. My father had a horrible childhood, full of abuse and neglect along with his siblings. He never talks about his childhood other than on days he is feeling very down and depressed. But one story he had told me has always stuck with me. When my father and his siblings were children, they were outside playing as far from home as possible during the day, trying to stay away from my raging alcoholic grandfather. My father one day walking home saw an old woman on the porch, and just out of courtesy, waved and said hello. She said, "Do you want some tea or cookies, honey?" He said, "No thank you, ma'am," but sat on her porch steps and talked with her for a good 15 to 20 minutes. As they talked, he eventually went into her house to help her move furniture, since she was old and brittle. That night, when he left the house, thinking nothing of it, he asked his siblings, "You ever met the old lady down the street? She is really nice." My uncle had said yes, and had actually had a very similar experience with the kind woman. Eventually they tell my grandmother, and she says, "Honey, no one lives there. An old couple used to, but they passed away about 10 years ago." My uncle and father said, "But Mum, we both talked to her and had cookies with her just this year." My grandmother, being a Catholic extremist, ignored them, brushed it off, and said, "You kids need to go to church and pray more." My father and uncle still talk about it to this day, and they are both about 60. They even remember the patterns of the wallpaper and how good the cookies and tea that she gave them were. So how very alarming it must have been for them to hear that this old lady was not alive. Thank you for listening. Tell me what you think about today's story, and if you have experienced any similar scenarios. If you have a story you would like to be told, head over to our Facebook page and send a message, where I will be waiting to hear from you. Once again, thanks for listening. I look forward to seeing you next time for another true paranormal tale.